Alright guys, it's Saundezy here, bringing you back with another video. Today I'm going to be doing something a little different. I've got a lot of requests from all of you guys in the comment section down below, and you guys have been telling me to do tutorials of all different types of tricks, and I thought instead of putting it off, why not just get into it, stop being lazy and get a tutorial out. I'm not sure how frequently I'm going to be doing these. I'm just going to see how well it does on YouTube, and if I get a lot of good feedback from it and you guys like it and I get a lot of suggestions for more tricks to do, for more tutorials, then I'm definitely going to continue doing more. Alright, so let's get started. The trick I'm going to be teaching you guys today is a personal favorite of mine. It's the full whip. Now the full whip for me is an easy trick, but I'd say in general for people it's not necessarily an easy trick, but it's not necessarily a hard trick either. It's kind of like right in the middle, and to be able to perform the full whip, you need to be able to have a dialed tail whip and a bar spin flat. So let me just show you those right now. So there you go, I just demonstrated a nice easy tail whip flat and a bar spin, which is pretty much the tools you're going to be needing to learn the full whip. And the reason why you need to learn how to do a tail whip first and a bar spin flat is because the full whip is pretty much just those two tricks combined into one, and you got to throw it at the same time, and that's why you need to know how to tail whip and bar spin flat consistently before you actually go and try this trick. So let me show you a quick full whip right now, and then I'll get into the steps on how to do it. So now that you've seen what a full whip looks like and what steps are in this trick, now I'm going to start to break it down and get more in depth with those 3 steps and make it a little easier for you guys to learn. So first step I'm going to get into is the footing. Now I'm going to tell you where I personally put my foot in order to land a full whip, but as you guys learn it, I'm sure your footing adjustment might change, or you might find it more comfortable to have it in like a slightly different area than what I have it in. That's completely fine. As long as you're doing the trick, that's all that matters. So I'm going to get into where I put my footing on the deck right now. So basically, we're going to start off with the back foot. It should be diagonally at the back of the deck, touching up against the brake or chetty or whatever you have. And that's where you're going to be getting all your momentum to chuck the full whip, right in that back foot, as it's at the end of the deck, so that's where it's going to be easiest to throw it around the fully. And then your front foot doesn't really do much work. It's pretty much there just to like hold everything together. So your front foot's a bit higher up, still diagonal, and you have about your toes on and your heel hanging off, not feet fully on, just so you can take the foot off easier and get it back on easier. So it's half off, half on, as you can see. So now that I've told you and you have seen for yourself where you put your feet in order to land this trick, now I'm going to get into how it flicks, and that will kind of veer in with the next step that I'm going to teach you guys, which is the timing. Now I'm going to show you over there. So as I said, back foot is going to be applying the most momentum in order to completely get the trick around and then land it. So as you can see, when I'm just doing the motion, the front foot doesn't even need to be there at all. It's just there for support in order to guide the deck and such. Anyway guys, as you're throwing it, you obviously want to have your hands in, past the grips, nice and in. You don't want them out here, because obviously for a bar spin, that's what you need. But then you do a tail whip, and then your back foot throws it, and you should try and time it exactly the same in order for it all just to go around like that. Otherwise it might go like that or something, or it might just look like a bar whip, which is not a full whip, obviously. You want to do a proper one, which all just spins at the same time, and it's almost like the bars don't even move at all. So a lot of your attempts might end up something like this. So that was a few attempts of me just throwing the bar spin a bit early or a bit late and not keeping the deck under me and not necessarily timing it right in order to land the trick clean. I'm sure that's what some of your first attempts will look like, so don't think you're not getting the trick, because it is a hard trick. It takes time to master, and eventually feels like you're just gliding. Anyway, so another main tip is you got to keep it under yourself, just like a tail whip. You don't want to do a tail whip out like that, and it's the same thing with a full whip. You don't want to do a full whip out like that. Pretty much you want to keep the tail whip under you, and you want to keep the full whip under you. So when you do the bars, try and keep it right in front of you, and don't let the deck fly out or fly underneath you. You have to try and coordinate it just to be like right like that. So now that you know those 2 tips, now I'm going to teach you the landing, which is probably one of the hardest things. So I remember when I was learning full whips, I could do them up ramps and all that, but it took me ages to get it flat. I was practicing every afternoon after school, just like into driveways, just trying to get it, and I could never get it because it always couldn't go under me, or I couldn't get enough hop, or whatever the case may be. Just couldn't land it. So even though you've got the motion, the landing is still another step that you need to get past to land this trick. So you pretty much want to have whip catches really well. Just whip catches, so you can spin the whip extra fast, catch and land. And then with the full whip, pretty much just want to get as much pop as you can, hop off your back wheel. You don't want to be hopping off like that. So you want to make sure you get a nice hop up like that. And as soon as you leave your back wheel, chuck a tail whip, and then add the bar in. When it comes around, you're not going to want to just land on it with both feet. I mean, you can do that, but in order to throw combos and stuff after you've learnt the trick, you're going to want to learn how to catch it. And as I said, you need whip catches. It's pretty much the same deal. You just get faster at the motion. So you hop up. Once it leaves, you all throw it at the same time. You lift up on the back wheel, throw it with your back foot, time it right, catch it, land. And that's pretty much how you do a perfect full whip. If you're having trouble landing it flat, guys, definitely try it into driveways and stuff. I mean, that's how I learnt my full whips flat. So that definitely helps. Or even off curbs or down sets or whatever the case may be, up ramps and stuff. But eventually, if you learn it and keep practicing, you will get it flat. That's pretty much all the tips you need to land the full whip. Once you have the full whip dialed and you're getting it pretty consistent, it opens a lot of doors for new tricks, new combos, like adding full whips in combos, adding tricks on the end of full whips, grinds with full whips, air full whips, all this different stuff. It just opens so many doorways. That's why learning tricks is so good. So I'll show you some of the combos just on flat you can add a full whip into, and yeah, that's that. So there's some tricks with full whips incorporated into the tricks, just adding it into your combos and stuff. I would do more for you guys, but there's not much tricks you can do with full whips in it on flat ground. If there was a ramp, I could do some different ones, but that's probably all you're gonna get. I'll do some manual ones now for you guys, because I remember what I said, possibilities are endless. So not only did I get some full whip combos for you, I got some manual full whip combos, so I beefed it up real hard for you there, guys. Hope you get a great idea on how to full whip, and if you couldn't full whip before, I hope this tutorial helped you learn how to do a full whip, because that would be crazy to me if one of you guys learned a full whip because of this tutorial. That'd be crazy. As you can probably tell, full whips are my favorite trick, so what a better way to start a series of many tutorials with my favorite trick, full whips. So if you want to see more of these, click the like button, comment in the comment section down below some tricks you'd like me to go over and go through step by step, make a tutorial for you guys on how to land that trick, because I'm more than happy to take in suggestions, so suggest away, guys. Anyway, like, share, comment, subscribe if you're new, turn the notifications button on to get notified whenever I come out with a new video, and of course, guys, take it easy. I'll see you in the next video. Alright, ready, 6-pointer.
It's not even a 6-point.
And then a 7-pointer, 8-pointer.
Oh!
Kind of close, kind of close.
Look at this stick dude. What the hell's he doing?
Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. Film credit to Dunkeezy because I willingly stood behind the camera and filmed that whole tutorial. 40 bucks. 40 bucks, right? I just ran in there. I was like, oh, I like this, I like this. No one was looking. Bang!
Now for the pro shot, you ready?